Hey, I'm Malcolm Reed with How to Barbecue Right. Today I've got a brand new attachment for my Weber grill that I'm excited about. It's going to turn it into a Santa Maria style grill. Thought it was the perfect thing to cook some flank steak for some tacos. Also going to fire roast some vegetables on there and make a salsa with it. I know you're going to love it. Let's get to cooking. I picked up a couple flank steaks from a local grocery store, and I love using flank steaks for making steak tacos. They're thin, so they cook great hot and fast, and they don't have a lot of fat content. It's real lean meat. You can see the way the muscle fibers run right with the grain, so it's easy to cut right against that grain and make some great strips for tacos. Now, to season these flank steaks today, I've made up a marinade, and this is what I call a tequila lime marinade. I started with a couple ounces of tequila. You can use your favorite brand. A couple ounces of lime juice, some olive oil, some Worcestershire sauce, a little bit of water, but I also put some garlic and some cilantro, all fresh in there, chopped up real fine, and then I seasoned it with just a little salt and pepper and cumin. It's simple to do, and it's a great marinade for flank steak. So I'm gonna drop these flank steaks right in just a Ziploc bag, and then we're gonna pour the marinade right over the top. You want all those spices to get in there, all that seasoning. You know that tequila is gonna make it taste good. Now you just wanna move that marinade around, get it all over those steaks, and we're gonna put it in the refrigerator for a couple hours, just let it marinate. Now I'm gonna fire up the grill so I can roast these vegetables for the salsa. Now I wanna get my Weber set up today for grilling, and I'm starting with a couple chimneys of B&B lump hickory charcoal. Use a couple wax cube under each one just to get the fire going, get those coals good and hot. We're gonna dump them both in the bottom of the chimney when they're lit, and then we're gonna put our grill attachment on, and this is that Santa Maria grill attachment for the Weber I was telling you about. It's made by Gabby's Grills, and it's really cool. I'm looking forward to cooking these steaks on it today. The cool thing about this attachment is that you can raise and lower the grate to whatever height you wanna cook at. For searing steaks or searing meat, you can keep it down low right by the coals, but to get it away from the heat, more indirect, you just crank the wheel up and put it at whatever level you want. All right, our grill's good and hot. I've cranked it up just a little bit. I don't want it right over the coals. Now I'm just gonna fire roast these vegetables. We're gonna get them all on the grate here, and I'm just wanting to blister them up, get some char on the outside of them. It's not gonna take very long. Got our onions going down, our tomatoes. You know we gotta get these jalapenos on there. I'm even grilling the limes to give them a little flavor. We're gonna add that. And I've even got my garlic on here. I cut the top of it off, and I just opened it up so we can get some grill flavor on each clove. And these vegetables smell incredible right here on the grill. They're already starting to blister up. I'm gonna crank them up just a notch. So I'm just rotating these vegetables. We're just gonna flip them over. I'm just gonna keep turning these vegetables, making sure they're cooked on all sides. That's all we're doing. We're just getting some char on them. Super simple to do, but it intensifies that flavor. These limes are done. I'm gonna go ahead and take them up. I don't wanna get too much on the lime. We just wanted to get little grill flavor on them, sweeten them up. The heat brings it out. Now we're gonna start taking our garlic up. It's got plenty of good grill flavor on it. Jalapeno looks great. We're gonna get him off there. Fresnos, good and charred. Now we're just getting our tomatoes up. And that's all these vegetables need. You can see we got all this great grill flavor in them. That lump did its job, puts off some great heat. Loving the way the Santa Maria grill cooks. Now let's make the salsa. So I let the vegetables cool down a little bit after we blistered them up on the grill. Now we're ready to put together this salsa that we're gonna make. What we wanna do now is just get it chopped up. I'll start with the tomatoes, and you wanna the skin just jumps right off of them. And it doesn't bother me if there's a little bit of those charred bits in the salsa. I think it gives it even more flavor, but you wanna get the majority of it off. And it comes right off. I mean, it's super simple. And we're just rough chopping because we are gonna put this salsa in the food processor to put it together. So we don't have to really dice. We just wanna get it into some smaller pieces. That looks about right. So I'm gonna grab my food processor bowl. We're just gonna move it over. Now we'll chop our onions a little bit. Just get them into some smaller pieces. Going right in the processor. Now for our peppers, you just wanna take your knife, scrape away some of those charred bits. You don't have to get it all. If you like your salsa a little on the spicy side, don't worry about taking those seeds out. Since we're only using one jalapeno, I'm gonna leave them in. I want it to be fiery today. Same thing with our little Fresno peppers. Quick little scrape, get off a little bit of that skin. Stem off, half. Just give it a little chop. Easy enough. And for the garlic, I'm just popping these cloves to remove that paper, that skin on the outside. And we're gonna put it right in the food processor. But you wanna be sure to pick out all the little bits of garlic peel. You don't want that in your salsa. And we need some seasoning in our salsa. I'm putting a little bit of ground cumin A couple good pinches of salt. Same with some black pepper. And this is just cracked black pepper. Wake it up a little bit. Ready to put our lid on? We're just gonna pulse it. Get it all chopped. You can see the bits of some of that char on the vegetables where we blistered them on the Santa Maria grill, and that's as fresh a salsa as you can get. And now it just needs to sit in the refrigerator and come together. Let all those spices and those flavors mix. Give it a couple hours and the color of it will even get a little bit darker. Perfectly fresh fire roasted salsa. You know it's gonna be great on these tacos. The flank steak marinated for a couple hours, then I took it out of the bag and just kind of let the excess drip off and got it on a platter here, and we're about ready to grill it. I do just want to put a touch of seasoning on it. I'm just using some kosher salt, a little pinch on that side, pinch of black pepper. That's all the seasoning I'm gonna do because we've got all those great flavors in the marinade. We're gonna flip it over to the opposite side too. Now you gotta season both sides. So I've got the Santa Maria grill right back down by the coals. I did put on a couple handfuls more of lump coal just to make sure it's good and hot for searing these flank steaks. And I'm just going right on the grate with them. Give them a little press, get some good contact going. And we don't need much, maybe 2 minutes each side to get those sear marks. And then we're gonna raise the grate up a little so we can finish them off to the doneness we want them. So get you a timer set and just stay close to this. It's gonna be a fast cook. So it's been about 1.5 minutes. Let's just see how we're doing here. We're getting there, maybe 30 more seconds. Ooh, that's hot. I'll tell you what, there's some heat coming off that lump now. So I wanna go ahead and get the flank steak flipped. Let's let it cook on this side. We've got some good char going. Caramelization, that's what it's all about. Let's get this one flipped over. We'll give it about 2 minutes on this side, then we're gonna raise it up a little bit. And we're gonna get these off about medium rare, hopefully today is what I'm shooting for. That's about 125 to 130 internal. I'll get my thermopin and check. Now that we've seared both the flank steaks on one side, I'm just gonna raise them up. Get them away from the heat a little bit. This is gonna make them cook more indirect now. Gives it a little space between the heat. We're like right at about 90 degrees, something like that. We still got a ways to go. 110 down on this end on the thin end. So we know that we're getting close, but being able to raise the grate up away from the heat is really gonna let us nail that doneness we want. Even though we're up top, I'm still gonna give them a flip just to make sure they're cooking even. Looking good on that side. Oh yeah. So the smaller one's done. I mean, it's hitting medium rare according to the thermopin. I'm calling it. Feels just right. Looks awesome. We're getting there. We're about 120 inside on the thick end. I'm gonna let this one probably come off a little bit more rare than I did the thin one because I want some different degrees of doneness there. Just another 30 seconds or so, we're gonna be perfect. So our second flank steak, it's temping out about 124. That's looking good to me. These flank steaks look really great. Now I just want to let them rest for about 5 to 10 minutes before we cut them up. It's going to give me some perfect time to grill off some tortillas here on the grill. So I'm going to lower the grate back down just a little bit. I don't want it all the way down. A little bit closer to the heat. And I've just got some flour tortillas. You know, you could use corn tortillas, flour, whatever you like. But I like to warm them up a little bit right on the grill. And it doesn't take long. As soon as they start kind of moving a little bit, they'll be right. So when you see them start to bubble up a little bit, that's how you know they're getting done. You don't really want to cook them too much. We're really just warming these tortillas up. Trust me, a warm tortilla shell is much better. They need about 30 seconds on each side, that's all. This looks good to me. Little grilled tortilla shell. All right, so we've got our flank steak rested. Tortillas are grilled off. The salsa is out of the fridge. It's come together nice. Now this part's optional. If you like cilantro, you'll probably like this, but you can leave it out if you want. I like to add some fresh chopped cilantro to that salsa after it's kind of set and had time to go together. Now we're ready to cut up this flank steak, and you just want to make sure that you're cutting against the grain with it. I'll just grab a piece here. And what I'm going to do is kind of hold the knife at a little bit of a bias so we can get some nice tall pieces and just start slicing it. You want it kind of thin for tacos. Oh man, look at all those juices run. That looks amazing. Keep that angle going. Real thin. That's what I call medium rare all day long. Up here in the thicker part, I guarantee you, it's gonna be a little bit more on the rare side, but that's okay. It goes great on tacos. And that's how I prefer to eat it. Just nice thin strokes. And back here towards the thicker end, you can see we're a little more on the rare side. That's gonna be my piece in just a second, because I can't wait to try it. I mean, look at that. That looks amazing. So much flavor. You get the lime, you get the cilantro, the garlic, all that flavor in the marinade. It's fantastic. I know it's gonna make a great taco. So let's do the same. Let's cut this other piece up. It's gonna be a little bit more medium on it, just because it's thinner. Took it a little bit farther, but the great thing about doing it is you can stop it wherever you want. You know, get you a good thermal pin, pull it off when you want it done. If you like it more rare, pull it off early. If you like it more towards the medium side, pull it off later. But that looks fantastic too. I wouldn't have a problem with either one. Just to be non-biased, hey, I'm gonna try a bite of both. Flavor, I love it cooked over wood like that. An open lump charcoal fire gives that meat such a great flavor. I know why that Santa Maria style is popular. So we've got a couple of our tortilla shells here. We'll just put a few together, however you like to do them. I like to start with a little bit of fresh guacamole. That's gonna be our base layer. Build these however you like and serve them with whatever you want. Then we're gonna layer on some of this beef. Oh man, look at that. That is amazing. I mean, I just love that. Then we're gonna top it with a little bit of our fire roasted salsa. It's got those bits of that char where we blistered the outside of those vegetables. Gotta have a little bit of fresh white onion. A little more cilantro. Oh yeah, that's my greens for the day. Squeeze a little bit of fresh lime over it. And hot sauce, hey, for this one you need a Mexican style hot sauce. And I just like this Valentina. That's just a great flavor for hot sauce. You can find it at your supermarkets. Now don't these tequila lime flank steak tacos just look amazing? Before I try one, let's talk real quick about what we did. I was trying out that new Santa Maria attachment for the Weber. Got some lump charcoal going real hot. Roasted some vegetables for that fire roasted salsa, tomatoes, jalapeno, onion, garlic, even the lime. Got a good char on it, put it in the food processor, seasoned it with a little salt, pepper, cumin. It was that simple, let it hang out in the refrigerator. We marinated that flank steak for a couple hours. Lime juice, a little bit of tequila, Worcestershire, a little water, olive oil, cilantro, garlic. Let those flavors really get into the meat. Grilled them hot and fast, about 1.5 minutes or so on each side. And then we raised that grate up on the Santa Maria grill until we got to the temperature we wanted. And then we just cut it across the grain and assembled these tacos. So you can try this recipe at home. Even if you don't have the Santa Maria grill, you can still do it. Just, you know, get you a 2-zone fire, sear that flank steak off on one side first, flip it over, and then move it over and just kind of watch it. I got to get a bite of one of these tacos. This one's calling me right here. That grilled tortilla, all those flavors. Wow. Wow. That fire roasted salsa really makes this pop. That's amazing. This is some really good tacos. The flavors in these tacos are super fresh. I mean, everything goes together. This is a great dish to try out. If you like doing tacos, hey, everybody does Taco Tuesday. Give this recipe a try. Thanks for watching us today on How to Barbecue Right. If you like what we're doing, subscribe to the channel. You know, you can send the questions and comments to Facebook and Twitter as well. We love those and we try to answer them. We'll see y'all next time. Flank steak is incredible, but man, that salsa makes it.